So next, I'm going to play a clip from the video entitled 360 Straits Turnpike, and it was taken in April of 2018. And according to Rudy, he had just recently moved into that house, just 4 months prior to that, in December. Meanwhile, Rudy stated that the house belonged to his friend Justin's father, who rented the house to Justin until a few months ago, where he evicted Justin, and Justin had been living at a neighbor's house, so Justin would show up to visit. So in this video clip, I asked Justin, hey, what's that over there? Is that a bridge or something? And I pointed directly at that area. And then Justin responded, sounding uncertain. And he was like, that's a pond and a dam. And then Rudy was like, no, that was like a shed for a boat. What is that? Used to be a bridge over there, bro?
That's the pond, and that's a dam over there.
No, that was like a shed for the boat. No, that was like a shed for the boat. No, that was like a shed for the boat.
What is that? Used to be a bridge over there, bro?
That's the pond, and that's a dam over there.
No, that was like a shed for the boat.
Oh, the piers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big tarp shed over that.
Oh, cool.
24-foot boat when it was in better shape.
Yeah?
Man, it's got a Corvette engine in it and blue.
So when I walked over there, I saw that whole area was overgrown with brush, and it looked like it had not been used for at least a few years. It was so overgrown. So if Rudy just recently moved into that house a few months ago, how was he so familiar with what that was used for while Justin was kind of uncertain about it all? It doesn't make any sense. So based on both of their reactions, I'm going to guess that Rudy was lying about moving into that house only recently. It seemed that Rudy was more familiar with that land and what things were used for on that land than Justin was. So in this video, Justin stated that he was born in that house, and I find that very unbelievable based on this video clip. So I'm going to conclude that the address known as 360 Straits Turnpike is owned or rented by Rudy Siegel, and he has been an occupant there for quite some time. And Justin is Rudy's buddy, who probably only recently moved in. In closing, I do not know of a better time to bring up this very important subject. The subject is very disturbing. However, it is extremely important that you become aware of this so that you can protect yourself from this practice. One time I asked Rudy where his son was, and he referred to his son as Trash Can Sam. I said, where's Sam? He said, who? Trash Can Sam? I said, why do you call him that? And he tried to play it off by saying, don't you ever read Dr. Seuss? You know Sam I am. No, I don't eat green eggs and ham. So I changed the subject, just thinking Rudy was being stupid as usual. So I want to stop there and tell you another story that has some bearing on Trash Can Sam. So my daughter left just the ugliest stuffed animal you've ever seen at my house. It was a dark red creature with 5 red horns on its head. It had giant protruding bug eyes, and it had fangs. It was about a ½ foot tall, and it was just the ugliest stuffed animal I had ever seen. Every time I walked into a room, I'd see the thing sitting there, and it got on my nerves. So I wound up throwing it out. About 3 months later, I am at Rachel's house, and I go into my daughter's room, and I see the same stuffed animal sitting there on her shelf. And I ask her, how many of these things do you have? And she says, only one. And I said, well, that's strange, because you brought this stuffed animal to my house, and I threw it away. And now here it is sitting on your shelf. And she looked uncomfortably at it, and she shrugged her shoulders. And I said, do you mind if I take it? Because it looks pretty ugly to me, and I don't like ugly things like this in your room. And she said, yes. So I took it, and I threw it away again, because I could tell that she really did not like it either. So what happened was that someone had gone through all of my garbage bags that I had brought to the dump, and they had found this stuffed animal that I had thrown away. Then they had given it to one of Rachel's friends, who was a secret society member, and they told that secret society member to leave it in Rachel's house the next time they're invited in there. So Rachel's agent friend must have placed the animal somewhere so that it wound back up in my daughter's room. And they do this to screw with people's minds, to cause problems, to cause arguments, to cause weird feelings and strange conversations. But the whole point to me telling you this is so that you will know that the military goes through everyone's garbage, especially if you have become noticed by them. I remember watching a documentary on YouTube about a group of computer hackers, and they called themselves Cult of the Dead Cow. And they were explaining that hacking someone has more to do than just hacking their computer and tapping their phone. And they explained that hacking someone meant getting into every aspect of their lives. And that included going through all of their garbage and looking for all sorts of things. And they called the process dumpster diving. So after looking into this group called the CDC a little bit, it's easy to tell that they had something to do with counterintelligence and the military's secret society. So I would like to urge everyone to be careful about what you throw away. Of course, you want to make sure that you do not throw away any important documents or paperwork with important information on it. But more importantly, you do not want to throw away anything having to do with your genetics. If you have sex with your partner and you use a condom, make sure you flush that condom down the toilet. If you get something on tissue paper, you want to make sure that you flush that down the toilet. Under no circumstance do you want to take a condom or some tissue paper with semen on it and just throw it into the garbage, because the U.S. military is currently involved in genetics programs where they are in the process of creating soldiers and also children that will go on to become victims of this military cult. A lot of these children that they create like this will wind up getting abused and killed by these military secret societies, while some who are considered easy to program and control will go on to be part of the military's secret society.